Imagine this. Everything in your life feels like it's falling apart. Plans fail. People change. The ground under your feet keeps shifting, and yet, somewhere inside all that chaos, you start to feel calmer, clearer, almost peaceful. It sounds impossible, right? Because we're taught the opposite. We're taught when things are finally stable, then I'll relax. Then I'll be happy. Then I'll breathe. But what if the ancient Zen masters were right? And the peace you're chasing doesn't come after the chaos ends. It comes when you stop fighting it. Stay with me, because in the next moments, you're going to see your biggest uncertainty in a completely different way. By the end of this video, you may realize that the thing you're most afraid of losing was never your source of peace in the first place. Let me start with a story. There was a young developer named Liam. He was one of those people you just knew was going to make it. Smart, driven, obsessed with building something big. For 2 years, he lived inside a single dream, a productivity app he was sure would change everything. He stopped going out, stopped sleeping well. Every line of code felt like a step closer to his future. He imagined the headlines, the investors, the moment when all the sacrifice would make sense. Then launch day came. He hit the button, released his app to the world, waited, and nothing happened. A few downloads, some polite feedback, no explosion, no viral growth, no dream come true moment. He refreshed the numbers again and again. They barely moved. His chest felt tight. His mind started spinning. Maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe I'm just average. Maybe I wasted 2 years of my life. For days, he walked around like a ghost, scrolling, comparing, watching other people's success stories. He avoided his friends, he avoided his laptop, he avoided himself. And then one night, something small shifted. He was sitting alone in a cafe staring at a blank screen. A notification popped up. It was a review from a user. The review said, "This app is not what I need, but there's one feature I wish existed, and I haven't seen it anywhere yet." Liam almost closed the window. His ego was tired of criticism. But that one line stuck. One feature I wish existed. He started searching, scrolling through forums, reading comments on similar apps, Reddit threads, support pages. Again and again, he saw the same complaint, the same frustration, the same missing piece. It wasn't what he had built. It was beside it, hidden inside his failed idea. For the first time, he stopped asking, "Why didn't my plan work?" and started asking, "What is reality trying to show me?" That question changed everything. He took the one part of his app that people actually liked, the part he had treated as a side feature, and rebuilt it from scratch as the main product. No big drama, no heroic music, just quiet, steady work, done without the same desperate attachment as before. He still cared, but he wasn't clinging. He launched again months later. This time there was no big announcement, no emotional fireworks, and yet users slowly started coming. Not in a flood, in a steady stream. One person telling another, emails thanking him for solving a real problem. A year later, his failure was the foundation of a healthy, growing company. Not a unicorn, not a legend, but something better, something real. When people asked him what was the turning point, they expected him to talk about a marketing trick, or a secret productivity system, or a new framework. But his answer was simple. The turning point, he said, was the moment I stopped demanding that reality match my script. I started listening to what was actually happening instead. This is the heart of Zen in everyday life. Not escaping the storm, but listening to it, learning from it, moving with it. Right now, think about your own life. What is the one area where you keep saying, it has to be this way? It must work like this. If this plan fails, I'm finished. Is it a relationship, a career path, a business idea, an image of who you think you should be by this age? Just notice it. You don't have to change anything yet. Just see where you're clinging. Because Zen isn't asking you to stop caring. It's asking you to stop confusing your plan with your worth. Let me tell you about someone who learned this the hard way. Her name was Elena. She was the main caregiver for her father, who was slowly losing his memory. Alzheimer's. She woke him up, fed him, gave him his medicine, watched him so he wouldn't wander outside. Day after day, month after month. Her friends' lives were moving forward. Marriage, careers, travel. Hers felt stuck. She loved her father deeply, but inside she was drowning. She believed she had to be the perfect daughter. Never tired, never frustrated, never resentful. So every time she felt exhausted, she pushed it down. Every time she felt angry, she pushed it down. Every time she thought, I need a break, she replied to herself, don't be selfish, keep going. Her body began to keep score. Headaches, insomnia, emotional numbness. One evening, she sat across from a counselor trembling with guilt. She confessed, I love my father, but sometimes I wish this would just end. And then I hate myself for even thinking that. The counselor listened, then asked a single question. If your best friend were in your situation, would you demand perfection from her the way you demand it from yourself? Elena froze. She pictured her closest friend worn out, caring for a sick parent. Would she expect her to never rest, never cry, never ask for help? Of course not, she whispered. Then why, the counselor said gently, do you refuse to give to yourself the basic kindness you would give to anyone else? In that moment, something cracked open. Not the situation. Her father was still sick. The responsibilities didn't vanish. What changed was the tight, invisible fist of expectation. The belief that a good daughter destroys herself for her parent. Over the next weeks, she made small changes. Not dramatic, not Instagram worthy. She asked her brother to cover one evening a week. She found a local support group and actually went. She scheduled tiny pockets of time just for herself. 15 minutes of quiet, a short walk, a book. Her father's condition didn't improve, but her presence did. She was less brittle, less explosive, more there. Not because she became stronger in some heroic way, but because she stopped trying to pour from an empty cup. Zen calls this non-attachment, not abandonment, not coldness, just loosening the crushing grip of I must. Right now, ask yourself, where am I demanding perfection from myself? Where am I clinging to an image of who I think I have to be and burning out in the process? You're allowed to be human. Zen doesn't erase your limits. It asks you to respect them as part of the path. Let me share a small Zen story. There was once a lantern maker in a quiet village. Every night he watched people walk home in the dark. Some had bright lamps, some had weak candles, some walked in complete darkness, stumbling on stones. The lantern maker was poor. His house was small. His clothes were simple. He often wished he could trade places with the wealthy merchant who lived at the top of the hill. One day he thought, when I'm rich, I'll finally be at peace. One evening, as he was closing his shop, a traveler walked in. I heard no one makes lanterns like you, the traveler said. Give me the brightest one you can. The lantern maker created his best work. A lamp that glowed warm and steady. The traveler paid and left. Curious, the lantern maker stepped outside and watched him walk down the road. He noticed something odd. The traveler's path was bright, but only a few steps around him. Beyond that small circle of light, the night was still dark. Another man passed by with a dim candle. His circle was smaller, but it was still just a circle. The merchant from the hill walked by next. Servants carried a huge, glittering lantern ahead of him. The circle of light was larger, but beyond that, darkness again. In that moment, the lantern maker understood. It didn't matter how rich or powerful a person was. No one could light the entire road ahead. Everyone walked with a small circle of light. We see only a few steps at a time. He laughed softly to himself. All those years wishing for a bigger, brighter life. And he had missed the quiet miracle of simply seeing the next step. That night he went home along the same worn path. Nothing outside had changed, but his heart was lighter. This is what Zen whispers. You don't need to see the whole future. You just need enough light for the step you're on. Take a breath with me. Feel your body where it is. Notice the ground under you, the air moving in and out. Your mind might still be worrying about 10 steps from now, a year from now, a version of you that doesn't exist yet. Gently bring it back, here, to this breath, to this moment. Mindfulness isn't about shutting your thoughts off. It's about seeing them clearly without letting them drag you away. Imagine your mind as a wild sky. Thoughts are clouds. Some are soft, some are dark and heavy. Some are storms. You are not the clouds. You are the sky. When anxiety appears, you don't have to wrestle it. You can notice it. Name it. Worry is here. And then anchor yourself again in something simple and real. The feeling of your hands, the sound in the room, the rise and fall of your chest. This is your inner lighthouse. No matter how big the waves are, you can keep returning to this steady point. Now let's talk about acceptance. Acceptance is one of the most misunderstood ideas on the spiritual path. Many people hear accept and think, so I just give up. Let life walk all over me. No, true acceptance is not collapse, it's clarity. Imagine you're caught in heavy rain without an umbrella. You can scream at the sky. You can argue with the clouds. You can demand that it stop. The rain does not care. Or you can admit, it's raining. I am wet. I don't like it. But this is what's happening. From that honest place, you have options. You can look for shelter. You can walk slowly to avoid slipping. You can protect what you're carrying. Acceptance doesn't remove responsibility. It removes illusion. When you stop wasting energy fighting reality, you have more energy to respond wisely to reality. Think about a situation you're resisting right now. I shouldn't have lost that job. This relationship should have worked. My life should look different by now. Notice how heavy the word should feels. It's like dragging a chain behind you. What happens if you gently replace should with is, this relationship is over. I am between jobs. My life is here, not there. It may sting for a moment. The ego doesn't like truth, but in that space of honesty, a small door opens. Okay, if this is where I actually am, what is the next kind action I can take? That is acceptance, not passive, not weak, wide awake. And then there is compassion. In Zen, compassion isn't a decoration. It's a foundation. Without compassion, spiritual wisdom becomes cold, sharp, even cruel. With compassion, wisdom becomes a soft hand guiding you through the dark. Start with yourself. You have made mistakes. You have held on too long. You have ignored red flags. You have stayed where you should have left. So has everyone else. What if instead of attacking yourself for every wrong turn, you treated each one as a teacher? I didn't fail. I learned something expensive. What if you looked back at your younger self the way you would look at a tired child, trying so hard to get it right, with such limited tools? Would you scream at that child? Or would you say you did the best you could with what you knew? Now we know more. Let's walk differently from here. That is compassion. And when you see your own humanity clearly, you become less harsh with others. The person who ghosted you may be running from their own fears. The boss who snapped at you may be carrying invisible panic about their life. You don't have to excuse bad behavior, but you can understand the pain behind it. This doesn't mean you let everyone treat you badly. It means you can set boundaries without poisoning yourself with hatred. Now here's the twist. Most people think the goal is to finally control life, to get everything lined up just right. Money in the bank, perfect partner, stable career, no surprises. Then finally they'll chill, they'll meditate, they'll be spiritual. Zen flips this. It says, the more you try to control every detail, the more fragile your peace becomes, because your peace is now tied to things you can't fully control. The market, other people, your body, time. What if instead you learn to be at peace inside the unpredictability? Imagine your life like a river. You can exhaust yourself trying to hold the water still. You'll fail, or you can learn to float. You still steer when you can. You still avoid rocks when you see them. But you stop arguing with the current. You stop demanding that it flow in straight lines just because straight lines feel safer. Uncertainty doesn't disappear, but it stops being the enemy. It becomes the place where new life can actually enter. Think of the glass used in a Zen monastery. A master once looked at a beautiful cup and said, "To me, this glass is already broken, so I can enjoy it fully while it's here." He wasn't being dark. He was free. Because when the glass eventually slipped and shattered, he didn't lose his peace. He had never built his peace on the illusion of forever in the first place. So here's a simple invitation for you. Pick one area of your life that scares you right now. Money, love, health, work. Write down the story your mind is telling you. The worst case scenario. The "if this happens, I'll never recover" story. Then ask yourself 3 questions. What am I trying to control here that is not truly mine to control? What is one small action I can take, even if I'm afraid? How can I be just 5% kinder to myself while I walk through this? Not 100%, just 5%. That 5% softness is how Zen slowly enters your life. Not with fireworks, with small shifts, a slower breath in traffic, a kinder thought while you're washing dishes, a tiny pause before you react to a comment. Those moments don't look like spiritual breakthroughs, but they are. They are the places where you stop living on autopilot and start living with awareness. And awareness is where freedom begins. If you've stayed with me this far, notice how you feel right now. Maybe your problems didn't vanish. Maybe the same questions are still there. But maybe, even by 1%, your relationship with those questions has softened. Maybe you see that your pain does not make you broken. It makes you human. And being human is not a mistake. It's the exact place where Zen wakes up. If this message has spoken to you, take a moment after this video to sit in silence. No phone, no scrolling, just you, your breath, and the quiet awareness that you are still here. You have survived every storm so far. You are stronger and softer than you think. If you'd like to walk this path with others, you're welcome to stay connected here. Your likes, comments, and subscription help this little corner of the internet reach people who are also quietly struggling in the dark. Share one thing in the comments. What are you learning to release control over right now? And what is one tiny act of kindness you can offer yourself this week? As you do it, thank you for walking this piece of the journey with me. May your mind be steady like the moon. May your heart stay soft, even in the middle of uncertainty. And may you discover step by step that peace was never somewhere out there. It was always quietly waiting inside you.